just does it for like
Oh, there you go.
half a minute.
Yeah, just needed to
Okay.
reload to try the connection again.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
All right, so on, I guess. Okay, I'm having some slow internet issues here because I'm at the library. Didn't want to come on, and I was here before 3. So let me give it a few just to see who comes on. I didn't bring my notes. I had everything. Okay, I'll just read one of my poems until some people come in. Okay, this is a poem I wrote in 2002. It's called The Traffic. The glimmer, the rain, reflections on the pavement, night lights leading home. Swerve across the traffic, hurrying to get off road so I can relax. The stress creates more. Pedestrians move too slow. Perhaps I'm at fault. Coping's escaped me. Anxiety makes time drag, especially now. I am so hungry. Oh, hypoglycemia. Plus, I'm so tired. I need a good rest so I can get up on time and do it all again. Explains our Groundhog Day over and over and over again. Okay. Saying a couple people are here, but who knows what goes with friggin' screw tube. So, hi, anybody who's here. Damn, I had stuff all laid out to do and I don't have it with me, so I'm bummed. And my throat is, my voice is so at effect by whatever the hell is going on out there outside. It's so friggin' hot here. And I'm sure it is other places. And I can literally feel the radiation. It is so bad. It's more than just, hi, El Sharpo, how are you? So, is it hot where you are? Where are you? In Texas or something? I don't know. It shouldn't be this hot here. It's like in the 70 something, but it's not just the usual heat. It's something over and above it. It feels like friggin' radiation to me. So it's so miserable. Michigan, 82. Okay, so I don't know exactly what the temperature is here. I don't know if it says it on my computer anywhere. It doesn't really show, but it's in the upper 70s maybe, but it feels like it's like 90 something. I used to live in Arizona, in Phoenix, and it would feel like this when it was like 100 degrees. So it's friggin' hot and miserable. And I did end up going to the farmer's market today after all. Hi, Denise. Oh, so you're here from Texas. Maybe I picked up on that. Dead Store Cave Girl. Hi from Australia. Hi, it's cold there. Oh, you're having your winter while we're having our summer, right? Man, there's cops here. Man, all these security guards and cops and everything. Adrian, hi. Oh, it's muted. Oh, okay. Shoot, where's the mute button? Huh? Shit. All right, let me look and see where this might be. I don't know. It says it's on. Okay, can you hear me now, or is I hear it beeping? Okay, it's okay. All right, so it's working at least. I just don't want to have to strain my throat. My voice should not sound like this. It feels like I'm being strangled. And I know that the friggin' nano can do this stuff. I knew somebody that explained it to me, how the nano can just keep tightening and tightening, and it's literally strangles people like that. People don't even know that this can happen. You know, my hair is a mess, man. What's it doing? I look like fucking Sia or something. Sia and her friggin' wigs. Look at this. Okay. Oh, okay. If it was your earphone, then good. At least, because it wasn't showing up as being muted on my end, so at least she's got it going on. So, okay. Who said that? Let me see. Yeah, and I don't have like air conditioning in my RV, so I thought it would be a good idea to come to this library here, which is like 25 miles away from where the other library I usually go to, but they're closed on. They're closed. They close early or something, but I wouldn't have made it back in time. So, and I told people I was going to come on at 3:00. I don't see them here. Brandon, where are you? Shoot, this damn thing's in my way. Okay, I'm gonna have to put in like little, just something to make it move up so I could read because the emoji thing's in the way. I've had my back broken by muscle spasms. Wow, I've been getting cramps so bad that I actually started taking some magnesium. I don't usually take supplements because I get all the minerals in my plasma water, the sea salt. And by the way, I just want to warn you guys, because I've been pushing the Celtic sea salt. The Celtic brand is not good because they're adding lead to it. So forget that brand. I got some Redmond salt, but I don't like all the grit that's in that. So I got some gray sea salt, and I got like 3 different kind of salts mixed in my water. So I'm going to try to get some of that from the Sea of Cortez kind. So, hi, God was born. How you doing? Glad to see you. Denise, don't you have an operation coming up in next week or something, or soon? Remember you saying you had to go into the hospital or something. So send you some good vibes for that. Your hip replacement. Ugh. I hope that goes well. I wouldn't want to face that, but I don't know how long I'll be able to talk. I didn't even realize I couldn't talk until now, till I just started talking. I wasn't doing this when I was at the farmer's market an hour ago. So I don't know. So I was going to talk about the water that I'm doing, but I probably will end up I'll make a separate short video, more than a short, but like not a really long one, like 10-minute video or something about the salt water. So people know that. People do not realize that salt is the thing that you need to hydrate yourself at the cellular level. Most people don't get hydrated that deeply. Man, I'm so miserable. I'm sorry. Hope this goes okay. But if anyone wants to talk about anything specific, feel free to, chime in. I don't know if the water is going to help because it just feels like I'm being friggin' strangled, and I can feel the radiation in that heat. It's just friggin' awful. I mean, when it's like even the high 70s, which like it shouldn't feel this hot. I'm feeling the friggin' radiation, and among other things that they're doing to me and other people too. This, I have to do this. The salts that I was recommending was the Celtic sea salt, but the Celtic brand, there's a woman, she has a channel called, or it's I don't know if it's a website or whatever, but it's called, shoot, what's her name? It's got Mama in her name, Salt Mama or something like that. I don't remember. But she has, out of her 4 children, 2 of them had lead poisoning. And she found out that that Celtic brand sea salt is adding lead to the salt. So you don't want that Celtic brand. I was going to bring in, I had stuff lined up to bring. I had notes and everything, and I left without it. So, but anyway, I'm sure you know the Celtic brand. It's like a dark blue color. And it's got all this flowery stuff saying that they're the best and everything. If they're the best, imagine what the other ones are like. Oh, hi there, Loyalty. Good, I'm glad you made it too. Adrian says, I use Redmond's and make Soleil. I take a tablespoon every morning. Good for you. I probably do a total of 2 tablespoons in the course of a day in like a gallon amount of water. So if you're just starting, you can just take as much as you can handle and then build it up from there. Because I put in a teaspoon in a pint in the morning, because the idea is to get enough in you. Like usually I do, like this is a pint, so I do like three pints, which is 1.5 liters in the morning. You drink as much until it makes you get the runs. That's the whole idea, is to get the diarrhea and get all the stuff out from the day before, and then also it's pulling out from weeks, months, even years before. So the one thing that I started noticing, that you guys know that I told you that I used to be a heroin addict, but that was a long time ago. And even after that, I had injuries and conditions, and then I was getting prescribed some oxys, which I didn't always take, but I had to take them when I went into the doctor, so it was in my system. But I don't do that anymore. But anyway, so now what I'm going through, I'm like heavily detoxing, so I don't know if this is from that or not, but I think that's more from the nano doing its friggin' thing. But I've been doing this for, I'm not sure, I thought it's like a couple years, let's say it that way. It's a long-term detox, pulling shit out of your system from long ago. So I'm starting to feel like as if I'm detoxing from narcotics, which I'm not, but I don't know if it's still like in the deep recesses of my body somewhere, but I'm getting the feeling like what people go through when they're coming off of any kind of narcotic that they've been on for any length of time. So it's feeling like I'm jonesing and going through withdrawals. So I don't know that food withdrawals would feel that bad, like the chemicals and stuff like that. And I never really ate bad. Even when I was now I don't eat hardly at all. And I'm doing more of the carnivore diet. But and the water hydrates you on a cellular level, which, because of the salt, it's the salt in it. So if you have a distiller, that would be good to distill your water. But if you're not putting salt in it, you don't want to drink distilled water, because it's going to leach the minerals out of your body, because there's nothing in it. It's sterile. And that's the other thing I noticed, that when I went to a certain one of the local stupid markets around here. I went to Hagen's, which is I don't know if it's based in Washington, but that's where I am, and that's where I went. And I looked at, because I read the labels all the time. I mean, they may not tell us everything that's in there, but they do tell you some things. And even at that, what they're telling you is like, shit, if they're telling you that, just think what they're not telling us. Let me see what people are saying. Oh, hi, there's someone else here that came in. Oh, no, I said hi to you. So I don't, because I can't take a bath, I have nowhere to take a bath. What I started to do, what I was just going to start to say, was that I ended up adding, instead of like putting like a couple pounds of Epsom salts in bath water and soaking in it and like letting your body just absorb it, because you got to sit in there for like hours. I mean, some people were doing it for 6 hours, and I don't really believe that. It's hard enough to sit in there for 1 or 2 hours, let alone 6. So I started adding Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate, into my salt, my mixture of salts. It's mostly gray salt. And so I have coarse and fine, and it's all in there. And then some of the chunks stay in there, and then I get a piece of salt, and it just melts, and it tastes so good. I love salt. So it started actually healing up from drinking it instead of sitting in a tub of it. I started healing some of these cuts that I got from the Morgellons. I don't know if anybody else here has got the Morgellons or not. I mean, that's what I started doing. And I started to feel like it was healing it because I was taking it directly into my mouth and not soaking in Epsom salts. So if you're soaking in it, you're going to absorb what's in the water. Whether you drink it or absorb it through your skin, it's still getting into you. And it seemed like but I wouldn't keep on doing that. I would just do, like I did it. I don't know how much I added. I mixed it into my salt, so I was getting it. And I think I came to a part that was mostly maybe Epsom salts, and it didn't make me sick or anything. Still here, but I wouldn't do it every day, all the time. So every once in a while, I'm going to put stir in a couple tablespoons into my already mixed salt. And then it makes it taste a little bit different. So I knew I was getting it just by the taste of the salt. I'm starting to notice the difference between the different brands of salt. And I don't really trust the Himalayan salt anymore. I mean, I don't have any proof or anything about that, but I get the feeling that they're dyeing some other kind of salt, pink, and calling it Himalayan. I mean, they're doing so much shit to us, it's ridiculous. I can believe it. Just shows how powerful we are as I don't even like the word human, but I'm just going to use it as human beings. How powerful we are that we are still here after all this stuff they're poisoning us with. I don't know if this, is going to stay up with me talking like that, but I don't care. It's just, this is the first live stream I've done in like over a month. I don't even remember the last one I did. I have not been feeling good. I feel like I'm under attack. And, I'm sure other people are feeling some shit too, that they're not feeling so good. Okay, I should read some of your things. I also put on, not every day, but usually at night before I go to bed, I put zinc oxide. It's hard to find it with just straight zinc oxide in the cream without other crap they put in it, but I put that on to it too. So I'm always trying different things and see different things that work. I did the Palmolive thing that Look Out for Charlie was promoting a couple years back. Well, if you were, Denise, if you say you feel like that too, maybe a little less the reason is I am detoxing big time. I mean, I'm taking in a lot of salt, probably like close to 2 tablespoons a day in a gallon of water. But I put extra in the morning. I put like usually you put a teaspoon in a quart, and I put a teaspoon in a pint. And I drink like 3 of these in the morning to make me go. The Loyalty says the amount of stuff they are spraying is definitely keeping people in an alternate state. Yeah. I know my capabilities, and I know that this is not me. I notice that I'm like, when I'm like texting or typing, whatever, it's like putting up words that I did not mean to write. And I never used to be like that. Plus I have ADD really bad, and it's getting worse. And I never had that in my whole life. I would never have been able to be a straight A student, you know, if I hadn't had the memory, because I used to just go to class, absorb what the teacher was talking about, remember it, and I never had to study for tests. Now I'd probably have to, because I can't retain it. I can remember shit. I mean, my long-term memory is still intact because I can remember stuff from 60 years ago, but I can't remember something from 60 seconds ago sometimes. That's short-term memory loss that we're being messed with. And I don't know. I mean, there's probably a combination of a lot of different things that are affecting that. Oh no, I haven't talked to Kimmy lately. I haven't seen her. She was up in Alaska, I guess with her new guy. And then the last I saw, she looked like she was back to California again. So I don't know. She's not, but she's got a new romance, so she's probably maybe distracted with that and not doing as much of her YouTube stuff. But if I ever get down there, I'll hook up with her again if I get down to California. But I can't go anywhere until I deal with this situation I'm in. I'm going to have to probably put up a GoFundMe or something, because I can't stay in this RV in this heat. It's just killing me. It's just too much. And when it rains, it's literally raining in the RV. It's just raining inside. The hole is covered. It's got 2 tarps on it, but it's still leaking through somehow. So I'm going to have to do something, because I can't keep staying in there, and it's so friggin' hot in there. It's awful. Yeah, I'm still in Washington. Oh, hi, Spearmint. You don't know where the Himalayan salt has been mined. Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody know? We're just like at their mercy with all this stuff. There is so little in the supermarkets that I would buy. The only thing I get at the stupid market, I call it, at this where I shop in Washington, is I get I can get raw milk. There's actually 3 choices of raw milk, and one of them was because of me, because I told them, why don't you do this? Because they're selling out of the other ones. People are coming down from Canada to get it. So I have to hurry up and get in there and get it before it gets sold out. And the raw cheese, there is a couple brands of raw cheese I can get from this local market where I shop. That's about all I buy from that market. I'm in Washington State, God. Yeah, the brain fog is a huge problem, and that I never had before, so I know it's what they're doing to us. This isn't aging. The aging thing is a bunch of bullshit, man. What's IC is in Washington too. I don't know what oh yeah, he's down in, oh yeah, that's Jared. He's down in Spanaway, so he's like a couple, like 3 hours away from me. And I plan to go, like meet up with him sometime soon, whenever I get another vehicle. Hey, Josh. Glad to see you here. Yeah, they don't have the raw goat milk at the place where I shop. They just have regular, well, they have they have Jersey cows and Guernsey cows, and I get the Guernsey milk. It's way better than the Jersey milk. You can tell, even just looking at it, the light, you could see that one is like really, really like yellow, and the other one's more white and looks a little more watery. So, I mean, they're probably still both good for you. The one company makes both kinds, and then another company just makes the Jersey. But the Guernsey one is the one that sells out the first too. And you know how much it is? $13.29 a gallon. When I was in Florida, I was getting a gallon of raw milk. I don't remember, maybe it was the Jersey kind, but it was only $6.99 for a whole gallon. Now it costs more than that for a half a gallon here. Oh, there's Jared. Hi. Oh, Ray Clay here too. Oh, good. Hell, the gang's all here. Where's Brandon? Yeah, someone was just saying that you live in Washington too. Is it still super hot down there? It's like baking up here. It's just awful. I ended up going to the farmer's market because I had no food. I had to go. I don't buy anything I eat in the markets at all. The only thing I'll eat from there is the raw cheese and the raw milk that I drink. Most of my diet's mostly liquid at this point. Okay, I gotta do this when I shoot, it's not letting me do it now. I'm trying to get this to move. Oh my God. They're messing with people here. Okay. There we go. I have to keep doing that to make it clear the emoji thing there. 90 degrees right now. Wow. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 100 degrees in Washington. This isn't friggin' the desert. And there's the radiation on top of it. It does not feel like normal heat. I lived in Phoenix for 3 years. I know what heat feels like. I never felt this kind of heat. It's got to be the radiation I'm feeling. I don't know what else it could be. Oh, there's Brandon. So you're melting for real. It's unreal. They're fucking okay. So Brandon, I listened to the clip, the part of the thing you put up the whole time that you and Carrie were talking about all this stuff that they're doing to us. You never mentioned the word, and that's what it is. I don't know if I can say it. Where are you, Loyalty? Okay, Infinity saying, I honestly am convinced there's no more natural weather anywhere in this hell realm whenever people live, wherever people live. Yeah, I don't think so either. Just, I've been here a long friggin' time. I've been watching the weather for 7 decades. It's not ever been like this. God was bored says, I went out for a walk from 7:30 to 8 a.m. and it was 96 when I looked at the temperature when I got home. Comfortable, but borderline. Well, I don't know how it could be 96 and be comfortable. It's like not 96 here, but it ain't comfortable. It's like maybe, I don't know if it's 80, whatever it is, but it's awful. Oxygen deprivation on top of it, yeah. You're in Montana. Oh, that's nice. I liked Montana. I can't believe that it could be that hot and you're saying it's comfortable because it's not that hot here. I mean, it's hot, but it's uncomfortably hot. And I feel like I'm sweating, but I'm also doing the detoxing thing. So maybe it's compounding it because I'm doing so much and I'm sweating, but it's not even a natural kind of sweat. It just feels like I'm being burned inside, internally, microwave intensity radiation. I feel like I'm literally being microwaved. No one else, is anyone else feeling this? Hi, Spearmint. Less wildlife. Trees are sparse. Grass is not as green. Less sun, less rain. I have not seen a thunderstorm in a long time. Years. Like, I'm talking years here. I have not seen lightning or hear thunder. Just rain, rain, rain dropping. Huge drops falling out of the sky. It's like big drops. And then when it snows, or it's not really snow, it looks like little, what do you call those little balls? Styrofoam balls. They don't melt, they evaporate. They don't melt. Radiation is everywhere where people are in concentrations. Well, this is where I'm at is not a big city. It's a small city. And then when I'm in Blaine, it's like a small town. So it doesn't seem to matter. I mean, I'm right below Vancouver, which is a big city. But I don't know what they're experiencing there. But it's probably similar. Oh, the other thing that when you were talking about that infinity, you were saying that there's like a heat wave. It was all along the I-5 corridor. How can the heat just go in certain spaces like that on the I-5? Because I looked at the map and I saw all these like 90-degree temperatures going up just the I-5. Ray says, sure, I feel it. More Elon satellites hitting us now too, thousands. I don't know about the satellites, but I can't really speak on that because I really don't know. Okay, Spearmint says, we had a thunderstorm every day, like clockwork, between 4 and 5 p.m., not anymore. I love thunderstorms. I love the energy. I like how it moves the stagnated energy. Like when I lived in a house, I would open my windows and let the storm just blow through the whole place. Loyalty says, I don't think we are all in the same reality right now. What's the world population where you're at, everyone? Population, I don't know what it is. I think where I'm at, it's less than 5,000. And he says, you know what, Kat, you really look healthy and youthful for how old you say you are. It's actually impressive. Well, thank you. I'll be on the 10th, which is, what's that, like in 4 more days, I'll be 73. But I've taken care of myself most of my life, except for, like back in the 80s when I was strung out on heroin. But see, I fell for the sex, drugs, and rock and roll download or whatever. I did that. I used to go to a lot of concerts. I would never go to a concert now. They're hitting people up with the frequencies and shit at those concerts, and people don't even remember what the concert was about. Been seeing HAARP radar clouds almost every day for the past couple weeks. What do they look like? How are they different, like, from other clouds? I don't know. There's a couple of people I follow that are showing, like John down in Southern California and Lisa's in Texas. I know Lisa in real life, and she's always reporting on the skies. Her Waking God's Child is the name of her state channel. I really miss the thunderstorms. I actually like the rain. I changed my name to Rain because I liked it so much. My last name, not my first name, my last name. $1.8 billion. I'm at Orion. I don't believe there's that many people in the world total. I don't believe that. I think it's less than half of that. You know, like maybe 3 billion, 3 to 4 billion or something like that. My gut says no to that 8, 9 billion bullshit. Sorry. Yeah, we all fell for the rock and roll. But, and I'm sure some of you probably know about the Beatles and all the Tavistock products that they didn't write their own music. They even admitted it on a video, an old video. They were saying they can't read or write music. That music was handed to them, given to them. They were just the face for it. And it was all mind control. I'm able to see that now, and people don't want to hear about it when I talk about it, especially people that love the Beatles. You can still enjoy the music, but it's not their music. If you compare the music they did at the very beginning of their career before 1964, when they switched out Paul with the clone or whatever, I don't know what Billy Shears is or what the hell is going on, but you can tell they had real, she loves you, yeah. That's so immature and, like, whatever. It's not like sophisticated like these symphonies and stuff that came later that they couldn't have done. I mean, you could see the difference. If you know music, you should be able to see it. I mean, I'm not that musically inclined. I love music, and the only instrument I can really play is my own voice. And listen to it now, I can't even hardly talk, let alone sing. I've been in many choirs. The last choir I was in Victoria, BC, Canada, called the Getting Higher Choir. I love doing that stuff. And we were in this cool building with these great acoustics that would go up into the ceiling of the place. I mean, it was a dome and everything. It was just like, oh man. We did like tuning, if people know what tuning is, where everybody just goes, oh, they do a different note and it all comes together, like everybody starts harmonizing. It's like awesome. Okay. What are you saying here? For sure, the ancient mother trees were absolutely insanely massive from the remaining evidence I've seen, like 200,000 feet altitude. Well, if you base them on the mesas, like I lived in Costa Mesa, which is a mesa in Southern California in Orange County. You can see the waves in them, like ripples in the sand. Yeah, it's really cool to see inside of cut trees. I'm trying to teach my friends has this huge, I think it's a maple tree in front of their house, and one of the big branches broke off. And you could see on the inside all the black burnt inner part. Like the outside is, you can't even tell, but when it falls apart, breaks apart, it gets cut down, you could see all the black carbon burns because it's like the electricity coming up through the ground because of the moisture in the tree. So I was trying to teach him about this. I don't know how open he is. He knows a little bit about stuff going on, but my friend, his girlfriend, they're like a couple, and she knows like nothing, unfortunately. Okay, you can see the way. Okay. MK Ultra music written by the devil herself. Yes, it was. Mike Williams has a channel on that. Yeah, it's called Sage Aquay. Hi, Joni. Yeah, I love the trees, man. I go hang out in the woods and I go lean up against a tree. I don't stand there and hug it. I mean, not that I never have, but I just don't do it. I just lean against it and I talk to the tree. I communicate with it. And I thank it for giving me the energy that it does. I feel energized by the trees. I have a particular tree I go to. Call me crazy. Montana has mother trees everywhere to the point it looks like a giant cleared out forest. Yeah, I can imagine. Hi, Joni. Like the trees, a lot of the trees seem like like what they call nursing logs, like the tree falls and becomes part of the dirt, like, and then all the tree branches grow up to be full trees with their own branches. I did a little video of the trail where I walk on sometime that has like fallen trees, like, and they're like, shit, I don't know, 20, 30 feet high from, and you could see the bottom of it. And they have a lot of the nursing log where the trees have fallen over and then the trees are growing up out of the log. The tree that was formerly the tree is now is in the ground and other trees are growing up out of it. So, and how far do their roots go underground like that become other trees? You know, for how far, we don't know. Montana also has dead titans everywhere. It's so creepy they died laying on their back. Yeah, I guess there usually are. Okay. Bigfoot country. Where's Bigfoot country? How come? I was thinking, why is it that they always show the same picture of Sasquatch, Bigfoot? It's always that same picture. Come on. Why is that? If it's real, then why isn't there more different pictures of different ones, different angles, different, you know, it's the same picture all the time. Josh says this is a destroyed realm. Most trees are less than 200 years old. Yeah, I don't think this realm that we're in, I don't think it's more than like 300 years old. This billion, I just think by it. They exaggerate every fucking thing. Where am I? Are you talking to me? I'm at the library in Bellingham. Okay, Spearmint says, Oregon and Washington seem like they have impressive trees, never been. Surprisingly, northern New Jersey has giant oak trees that are a few hundred years old, I think, and many other kinds. Well, it's been a while since I've been in New Jersey, so I don't really remember. I was born in New York, but I was born upstate, which there is lots of trees up there, not like down in the city. You know, like in the Catskill Mountains. I grew up on the Hudson River. Hi, Crystal. How you doing, hon? Can't be photographed. What can't be photographed? Oh, plenty of Bigfoot sightings in Washington. Well, I haven't seen any. And I haven't heard of any. I mean, I don't talk to people around here. I don't have anybody to friggin' talk to because they're all normies and, you know. I used to go to Coney Island when I was a kid. Is that even still there? Didn't they? I think they took. I think Coney Island's gone. Is it still there? Spearmint, is it? You should just Infinity describe the land that you're on. You said you're in the country. Is it like lots of trees and stuff? Yeah, even my closest friends that I have here, I can't really talk to them. And then like after, like my one friend, he knows a little bit of some things going on, but he's like a Trump. He's all for Trump, man. And when they were, I don't know, I walked in and he said, oh, Trump just got indicted on 34 counts or whatever. I said, oh, good. I didn't realize he was a Trump fan, so probably wasn't too good. Um, they have a webcam for which boardwalk? Like Atlantic City? Okay, Infinity saying this place has been completely strip mined to the point there's almost nothing left. There must have been a realm-wide massive war that destroyed everything. Well, it seems like it. Two point four, wait, 2.5 acres land. Well, oh, this is your place. Okay, here he's explaining where he lives in Spanaway, Washington. He's about 3 hours from me. He's got 2.5 acres of land, well water, 1 acre of forest / meadow, and 1+ acre of house and barn, pump house, very beautiful overall. It sounds really nice. Can't wait to see it. As soon as I get another vehicle that I can live in comfortably, I'll be on the road again. So then once I get on the road, my goal is, this is where I kind of left off with things before got stuck in Washington here with this friggin' RV that's like just a nightmare. There's 5 states I haven't been to yet that are all up in the, what do you call it? I can't think of it. Okay, so my goal is to go to Maine. So then I'm going to go by way of the New England states are the ones I haven't been to. So I haven't been to Connecticut, Massachusetts, all the little states that are there. So I have those like 4 little states to go through. So, and then I have a specific place, Bar Harbor in Maine. Is anybody here from Maine? And then once I get done with that, so it might be another year or something after that. I don't know how long. Then my goal is to ultimately go to Alaska. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna go by train or if I'm gonna actually drive or what. I don't know yet, but I'm not there yet, so I'm more focused on getting over to the New England states and up to Maine. So that's my next destination goal. Okay, God was bored said she lived in Bellevue, New Jersey. And Loyalty says, I almost wonder if the Titans were fighting against the mother trees. Why do you say that? Why would they fight against the trees? I'm not sure where you're going with that. Okay, so Infinity says, I want to know who cut down all the mother trees and why. My theory is that after they got cut down, the energy system of the matrix changed and made everything operate more like a physical realm. Mm-hmm. And Crystal says, makes me think of the Will Smith movie with his son where the earth was taken over. Spearman says, yes, that's a great theory. Sounds like they're back at it. Yeah, it had to be crazy what's happened before. And then it's like happening again. And how can we stop it? Or what can we do to like come together somehow and change things around? I don't know. It seems like, is it up to us to do something to change it, to get it like, the masses aren't going to do, it's just going to be the small few of us that can actually do something. And I think we could. I really think we are powerful enough to do it. We just have to believe in ourselves enough to do it. And then like have our little think tanks like we're starting to build up here where we just bounce ideas off each other. So are mesas the stumps of trees? Yes, that's what it looks like. I mean, we're assuming that's what it is. I mean, it seems obvious that's what it is. I just said in my mind, come together, and then you said it. Oh, cool. Maybe that means something, right? We're all like on the same frequency or something. And everything is pretty much frequency. And, like, I don't know if you have to know about or how frequencies work, but just knowing that we are on frequencies. And that's how we kind of come together in our minds. Like us guys aren't so much on the same frequency as like the NPCs. They're on a whole totally different download. Like, now I was thinking about, I know you guys, some of you guys know who Matt is at Quantum Conscious, and how he talks about downloads where it's just the NPCs are getting downloads, like making them stupid or something. But I think there's different types of downloads, because I didn't know what else to call it besides a download when I don't know how many years ago it was, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that, I started getting these 2-hour downloads. They lasted for 2 hours all the time. It was always 2 hours. So I don't know what to make of that. And I was getting like information downloads. Like, I don't know if it's because I was open to it. And I've been doing this detoxing for like 7, 8 years now. So I don't know if that's helping the whole thing or not. But I was just getting so much stuff. I didn't know what to make of it, because it wasn't something that usually happened to me. It was just like I just started noticing, wow, and I'd be up like in a, like, I guess maybe an altered state, like half asleep sort of, but it wasn't a dream or anything. I was awake. And I like to listen to Matt sometimes because he's entertaining, but some of this shit, I can't listen to his stupid Kurt stuff. And when he starts, I don't know. Some things, sometimes I think he's funny. And I have sent him, I've emailed him quite a few times. And I even I asked if he wanted to hook up, and he said no. I don't mean hook up like, you know what I mean, just meet up. But he won't do it. I don't think he doesn't do it with anybody. So I have actually met up with like 13, 14, well, not counting this one guy. He's in Washington already. And he does the First Amendment audit stuff. He's called Freedom Audit, I think it is. So not counting him, but I've had like 13 people that are like my subs that I know from online that I met up in real life. Like, because I'm traveling around the country all the time, so I do that. And Crystal says, if we could all go into theta brainwaves at the same time, we could probably learn to communicate that way. Well, I've been trying to communicate telepathically with people. I'm not having much luck doing it, but I still keep trying. But the last time I had a live stream, I don't know if anyone was here at that, but we were doing like, we were like sort of practicing, like I was putting out, just a vision or an image of something and see who could guess it. And the person that kept guessing it, funny enough, is the person that trolls me, been trolling me for like 3 years. So, I mean, she's an intelligent person, but she's just such a pain. She's more of a normie. She's not on the same wavelength as us. She keeps wanting to tell me this and that and the other thing, like all this bullshit stuff that she's been programmed to believe, and brags about being wealthy and all her degrees, her university trainings, and, just like she's high class NPC. And she comes in under different names too. She changes, it's like a different alias all the time, but I can tell by the way she talks that it's her. I know it's her. Okay, so you agreed that, yeah, that he's a good for a laugh, and he brings up some important points, but it's not, he's never talking about anything like nanotech or he does say like, go within and stuff like that, which is good, I guess. But he seems like a distraction himself because he focuses on all these movies and he just puts so much time into watching these movies that, and then just the way he eats, and I mean, he drinks a lot of beer and eats a lot of pizza and he can't be very healthy. I mean, he doesn't look too unhealthy, but I could tell he doesn't do things like he doesn't ever detox or anything like that. So, yep, it's our experiment hat. Did you know? Did I say it? I didn't say it. Yeah, she keeps coming with a different name, and I can tell it's her. And then I check and see, and then it's like she just started another account like a month ago or a couple weeks ago or something like that. So she gives herself away. Hi, Jake. How you doing, hon? Sounds like well, in the beginning she was fine. I even had her as a moderator and everything, but now then something just, I don't know. I just didn't agree with her or something, and I said, I guess because I didn't. And then she was always going. She's like a contrarian, and she kept like always trying to make me wrong or something like that. It's like, well, if you don't like what I have to say, why are you even coming to my channel? Like, go listen to somebody else that you believe. Don't come here and listen. Try to listen to somebody that's awake and aware. And I don't even know how old she is. I know she's younger than me, but I don't know how old she is. I don't. I know people say that about the Joe Rogan thing, Matt, but I don't think that's the case. But I understand like the actor-based reality. I believe totally that Joe Biden is a bunch of actors playing him. I don't think he's real. Trump, maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing he maybe has a clone. And what's weird is all these leaders, I don't know if it's something that they're doing to me to make me see this way or not, but I have studied a whole lot of anatomy. I'm a massage therapist, so I've dealt with a lot of naked bodies, and I'm a hairstylist and a makeup artist, and I look at people's faces and the shape in their head and the size and their features and all that stuff to give them the best hairstyle or whatever. And I'm an artist. I've drawn many, many nude bodies, and now with all the trans stuff going on, there's a tranny out there too. So in the library, um, all these leaders, these male leaders, look like women. Trump, Macron, Macaroni, uh, Justine Castro. They all have female features. They have both features. So what makes me think that they're like has something to do with their Baphomet imagery because it's both sexes. Can anyone else see this? Can you see that these all Kim Jong ain't hung? I'll tell you that. And I don't believe that even North Korea even exists. Okay, let me see. I'm missing here. Oh, the magenta. I just saw that. I don't know. He's talking about that. The magenta in the sky is the friggin' lithium. All that pinkish, purplish, reddish color in the sky is lithium. And I'm totally affected by the lithium. My balance is so messed up from like the vertigo. Anybody else got the vertigo hitting them up? Okay, Sparky Lee channel. Shoot. I gotta push this now somehow. Okay. I missed some of your things. He also looks like the Smashing Pumpkins guy. I'll have to check that out. As far as two people looking alike, I'll go back to the leaders and stuff like that. You take Obama and Osama. Look in I have it in my list, in my playlist. You'll see this image where it's overlapped with those two. Look how close their name is. And the two letters that are different are B and S. BS. Obama and Osama are the same entity. I believe that. Okay, so he has an interesting video on the Matt Rogan connection. I'll have to look it up. Or you could send me the link to put it under one of my last video or something in case I forget. Okay, God Was Bored says, even if Taylor is a bio woman, are we talking about Taylor Swift or who? She is not very feminine looking. Same goes for most female celebrities and males who don't seem very masculine. Well, it's easiest to tell when they have them together as a couple. The woman's like, inches taller than the guy. She's got the long neck. He's got no neck. She's got long arms and he's got the little T-Rex arms. It's just so obvious. I don't see how people can't see it. Robots in disguise. You used to get vertigo, but you don't anymore. Did you do something to make it change? Sorry, I have to keep drinking this. And then I'll probably have to go pee. It's just weird that, I get that a lot of people don't want to see it. They don't, especially if it's a celebrity they idolize. They're not going to see it because of their cognitive dissonance won't let them. So, like, Jake says he's been saying that his whole life. Everybody is blind. Well, you're pretty lucky to be seeing it at such a young age, dude, for real. So I'm proud of you for staying on the path and like trying to figure shit out, keep asking questions. That's what was able to keep, help me break through a lot of stuff because I constantly asked questions. I was always searching and wanting to learn. As a kid, as an adult, as a teenager, as an adult, I was always asking questions. And my daughter hated going to the movies with me because I'm finding all the holes in the story. And I'm like ruining the movie for everybody, I guess. It's like, really? People are easily entertained, I guess. And it's like, well, you got to do a little better than that. Yeah, they can't see the enemy in front of them. And that's the other thing you just reminded me of about, all the gun shit that they got everybody fighting for their guns. What are guns for other than to shoot each other? The guns are useless against the real enemy, the invisible enemy that you can't shoot at. You can only shoot at your neighbor or your, too bad. Oh, my nervous system is shot. Man, I don't know what to do about it at this point. I'm trying to relax. I've been like that's part of the reason why I haven't been coming on and doing my live streams because I've just been feeling so down and so bad, just really hurting. So trying to be kind to myself and loving and whatever and not be too hard on myself. So there are other people getting the vertigo then, I see. Okay, Infinity says, I honestly think that human, androids, organisms have been around for decades or longer. They appear as humans visually and they can even bleed, etc., but they are robots like Terminator type body. We're all actually robots, and like we're programmed to eat and sleep and shit and piss and do all these things. It's amazing how intricate our bodies are, really. It's like, there's a lot to know about it. That's why Darko Belsic has a lot of information, because he was a vet and he just gave up all his, he calls them licenses to kill, because that's all he was was just the way things were going. It was just, you can only vaccinate them or euthanize them, put them down. He got sick of that shit and he just said, no, I ain't doing this anymore. So he knows a lot about the body and how it functions and stuff like that. And he pushes the self-healers protocol, SHS, SHP, and the water, the salt water. So I wanted to help him out because he's in Peru and they have a different system. Like we have, we're on the imperial system here and they're on the, I'm not sure, but he didn't know, I don't think he realized that the difference between a teaspoon and a tablespoon. He just thought they were just spoons on the table or for tea. He didn't realize I don't think that they were actual measurements. So then I was talking to him about it and he said we could work together and stuff like that. So I'm going to make a video on like how to take in the salt water and how much to use and like the measurements and stuff like that. So I usually do 6 grams of sea salt. Well, this is a pint. So 2 of these would be a quart, which is almost the same as a liter. A quart is 32 ounces and a liter is 33 ounces. So they're pretty interchangeable. So you put like a teaspoon of water in your, like I put more than most people do. I like the salty water. But I drink a lot of liquid and I also drink the raw milk, which counts. This is considered plasma. So, and then milk is like plasma too. It has all, it's got nutrients in it. It's got protein, it's got different things in it. But I don't, he pushes that, but I don't push the pasteurized milk because it's ruined once it's heated. It changes the frequencies, it changes the nutritional value of it and everything. So I don't know why he would even, I mean, it's probably okay. I mean, it's better than drinking a soda, that's for sure. But he just says milk. He doesn't say raw milk. And I say raw milk. I do use cream, which is not actually raw. It used to be, but they stopped doing that. So, but I do that for the fat mainly, to get the fat. Like, the whole food pyramid's upside down. They say up at the top, fat sparingly. When that's the very thing we need for good health is fats. Turn it upside down, but it's still fucked up, even if you turn it upside down, because now they got fucking Fruit Loops in it. I gotta be careful. They're putting Fruit Loops. That's nutritious. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, where did I go? Somebody retracted their own message, I guess. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not a flat earther. Hi, M Stone. I don't believe in any shape of the earth. I don't get into that debate with people because that's more of another separating, dividing thing to keep people fighting with each other. Can't people see this? I mean, it's so obvious to me. I don't get it. But then I see things more clearly because I'm not constantly taking in chemicals and toxins and stuff. I'm always taking them out, and I don't put that many in. I mean, I still cheat. I mean, I cheat like every day. I have, something that doesn't fall in. Well, the self-healers protocol is really strict. It's basically raw meat, and I cannot get myself to eat raw meat yet. I don't know. Is anyone doing this? I can't do it. I keep trying to cook it less and less, just sear it so it stays pretty red on the inside. But I can't imagine, I don't eat pork, and I can't imagine anybody just eating raw pork. But I have a different mindset about the pork. So I draw the line at pork. I draw the line also on anything I read on a label that says natural flavoring in it, because all this shit is leading up to cannibalism. Pork, in my mind, was a hybrid of wild boar and man, long time ago, and I just won't do it. And raw, yeah, I just can't. I can't even think of eating chicken raw. Ugh. And I don't get any meat from the stupid market. I get it from ranchers only. Like today, I got 1 pound of ground meat is $12 for 1 pound. But I think I'm worth it because I limit it. I don't eat very much. So instead of eating a lot of junk, I just eat like one good thing a day. Or, like I have one meal a day, that's it. And it's a small meal. Okay, let me see if I can push this up so I can read it again. Oh, man. What is it doing? It won't go. Okay. Oh, I'm getting behind. Sorry. The Transformers are more than meet the eye. Yeah. Okay. Somebody asking me something. Okay, so I got behind here, so I don't know where we. Right, here we go. Uh-oh. Okay, so it was doing it. I just couldn't see it because I didn't have it up for now. Yeah, it sure is expensive here. Like I said, the only things I buy at the stupid market is the raw milk and raw cheese. That's all I can get in there that I will allow myself to eat. I just look at that meat when I walk by the meat section. It's just like, blah. Because they're putting fake meat. Have you seen some of these videos where people are showing the meat and the fish and they're just like pulling it? It's like gross. It's like, ah. Yeah, the other steak I like is $40 a pound. At the farmer's market, it's $50 a pound at the co-op. So sometimes they'll get stuff from the co-op, but they get it from the farmers. Okay, Jake is saying, also healthy raw meat is amazing for the human body. It genuinely gives you vitality and life force. Yes, I agree with that. Because, like, look at these. Okay, I'm looking at, like, all the vegan food. Even at the farmer's market, they're always imitating real food. Like they have this fake ice cream and they call it vegan. Why are they always imitating the other foods that they can't eat? They're always trying to make, impossible meat. Impossible is, I just haven't got myself to be able to, I haven't been eating it raw enough for long enough. And I never really did in the first place. So, but I do drink the blood. Like before I like sear it, I'll just guzzle the blood that's still left in the package. Hi, Maxine. I don't get that argument. Even if human flesh would taste like pork, that wouldn't be a reason for eating it. Are you asking a question? It's got a question mark at the end. That meat looks stringy. What meat? I don't know. Oh, yeah, they're using the meat glue. Yeah. I mean, some of it looks obvious because it doesn't look like real blood in the store, not the farmer stuff or the rancher stuff. The stuff in the store, it looks like it's not a blood red. It's like a weird color red. Spearman says prices of food in the Southwest are somewhat decent compared to the North. I wonder why that is. Imitation real food. Most vegetables we eat aren't found in nature. Yeah, if people knew, I'm sure some of you guys are still eating the vegetables that don't know about the vegetables. Plants are highly sentient. So all these vegans like, oh, they're saving the animals. What about the plants that have a high degree of sentience? And they don't, they're cellulose. They're in a cellulose pack that you can't get to. There's just like you could do it for a while and actually do it as like maybe like a detox or something like that. But to sustain yourself on vegetables isn't getting it. They did something long ago or something that convinced people that vegetables are good for you. They aren't really. You just have to really look into it and study it. Darko talks about it a lot, and more people are starting to. Some of the actual doctors are starting to talk about it, but then they put down the dairy and stuff like that, which I don't think. There's a lot of people that think they're allergic to dairy, but if they were eating raw dairy, they wouldn't have that. They're allergic to the shit they're putting into it. People can't figure this out. Yeah, why do they have to imitate everything? If it's such a bad food, why are they even trying to imitate it? That just blows me away. They're always trying to they got to do all these different, and then they have to take all these extra supplementation, like the B12, the amino acid, just all the stuff that they have to do. It's just in order to compensate for the bullshit that they're pretending is good for them, or they think it is. So that is another download, I believe. So I'm starting to try to be a little bit more understanding and empathetic towards them because they're under a spell, they're under mind control, and they don't realize how stupid they are. What's a fruit? I can't eat veggies, only cucumber or very low histamine. Can't digest most. Okay, but animals are more sentient than plants. What makes you think so? Ray, are you here still, Ray? How do you measure it? Did Ray leave? Dang, I'm not seeing him here. Okay. That's how they get pulled in. Great. What did Crystal say? For the ones that are transitioning to vegan, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Okay. Infinity says plants contain goitrogens, lectins. Don't forget the oxalates and anti-nutrients, among other dangerous chemicals. I was vegan for 8 months and it made me anemic, and I was almost passing out when I would stand up. Yeah, okay. The plants being sentient as they are, they are in a worse place than animals because animals can at least run away. Plants can't. They're stuck there. That's why they have their anti-nutrients so that they don't get eaten. Now you could use some of that stuff from medicine because it's like a lot of the spices and stuff like turmeric and ginger and all that stuff. These are not meant to be eaten every day. Garlic too. You're not supposed to eat those every day. They're toxic and they're meant to be used as medicine. You use them for a certain reason, not just to eat because you like the taste of it. So yes, you're right, Infinity, that they have other things too, just the nightshades alone, which are potatoes, tomatoes, green peppers, all the peppers, the hot peppers, all of them, and eggplant. I'm sure there's others. The experiment says the orange from the 1950s was extremely nutritious. It tastes like 15 or more of them equal that. Yeah, it's like, well, I grew up in the 50s, so things do not even taste like what they used to taste like. Fruits, I think, are better than the vegetables. But yeah, the taste then, like now, it's like, ugh, that doesn't even compare. I mean, not just in taste, but in color and texture and everything. And I don't even trust things that don't have seeds in it. People that want to get things that are seedless, they're GMO'd if they don't have seeds. Well, everything goes dark when you stand up from bending down in my yard. Butter, beef, salt, yep. I can just eat butter plain. My daughter always teases me like I like cream with my cream and butter on my butter. Okay, Crystal says there's geopathic stress here at my home. I got to get some copper downing rods. Yeah. Josh is asking, why do you think it takes so much work to maintain a garden farm? Because those plants aren't natural and need so much attention to survive. Yeah, if they were so natural, they could just do it on their own. They used to. I mean, I don't know. Maybe these are like a whole different game now. It's just not even real. I mean, it could have passed for food at some point before back then, but now it doesn't. I don't know how people can possibly think that's considered food. Okay, Infinity says, my one best friend of 25 years stopped talking to me because I stopped being vegan. See how that's a dividing thing there? It made me sick, and also because I started talking about God being evil because of this realm existing. Well, you can expect to lose a lot of friends on that one. You should see. I go to this church up here up in Blaine. I'm not in Blaine right now, but I actually helped start a food program to feed the people of the community. They wanted to just put out sandwiches, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I said, really? You want to help the people and you just want to give them a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich on white bread or something, even peanuts, sugar. It's just, what nutrition is there in peanut butter and jelly sandwich, really? If you break down each ingredient and see. So I said, at least, and I don't even eat the food that I made for these people. I started cooking soups because it was friggin' January, in the middle of, it's like winter. It was the beginning of the year and it's cold out. So I said, why don't we make some soups and stews and stuff? And so that, the pastor went along with it. And I started cooking up these big pots of soup and stuff to feed the local. You didn't even have to be really homeless or anything. Until it got to the point, and I would they would invite me to sit in with their Bible reading. And then I would be asking these questions they didn't know how to answer. So it's just weird. And the last thing I did was, I don't know, a couple of weeks. I don't do it anymore because this one guy was harassing everybody. And the people were okay. They were okay. I just had to know that these are fake Christians and not deal with them. Just kind of ignore them. And then this last so he called me a homosexual. It's like, what the hell was that for? I wasn't even talking to him. He just came up to me and just called me that out of the blue. It's like, what? And I'm kind of against that. I hope nobody's here is, but I'm not on board with that. And really this other trans stuff is really out there, but I'm trying to be understanding that these people are taking downloads and they don't even know what they're doing. They have no idea. That this is to me is part of the depopulation agenda. It's so freaking obvious. These people can't procreate. They can't even have real normal sex. They can't even have an orgasm at all. Can you imagine that going your whole life? But I guess if they never had it, they don't know. But maybe some of them did and then realized after they had their surgeries or whatever. And think about this. If they're going to cut off, why would they cut off a woman's breast and then later take skin off her arm to make a penis? Why didn't they just use the tissue from her breast to make one? It just shows you how evil it is. Yeah, peanuts are legumes. You're right, Jake. And just think of all the beans. They're just the gas that it gives you is telling you that's a symptom right there. You should not be eating this. I mean, it tastes good and everything, but that's just because something tastes good doesn't mean it is good. And people just go by their taste and they don't care about what they're putting in their body constantly every day, especially people that drink alcohol and just do blatant stuff like that they don't even consider what they're doing to their system. My hair is messed up, man. My hair is getting all fucked up from the nano shit. It's coming in like super curly and frizzy and shit. But okay, you're saying you're lactose intolerant, but have you ever drank for like go through maybe a whole gallon of raw milk? You're not going to be lactose intolerant if you drink. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, but if you're basing that on pasteurized and homogenized milk, then you're missing out on it. Now, if you tried it for a while, get like a half a gallon or a gallon of raw milk, then tell me you're lactose intolerant after that. Then I'll listen. You got some lactase from Mida. What's Mida Life? It's great for any dairy, although I try not to eat it. Oh, it's, lactase. That's like an enzyme for the milk. But see, that's probably what's missing from the milk is the enzymes. When they heat it, they kill the enzymes. That's what the point that I'm trying to make. Heating it destroys it. It changes the frequency. Just even cooking any food, vegetables or anything, even the meat, it coagulates the blood. Yep, Jake, taste is a trap because they can make shit taste like so good, and then you think, oh, this is so good, I gotta have it. Wow, they had goat milk at Walmart. But goat milk is still going to be pasteurized. Read the label. Does it say pasteurized? Unless you're getting it from a farm where they just got it out of the goat, then it's not going to be the same. It has to be raw. As soon as they start messing with it, that's what they do to everything. Oh, good, you're drinking raw goat milk. All right. The only thing with goat milk is that, like, I remember, like, when I lived on Salt Spring Island in Canada, I used to get I used to go get the milk right straight from the goat. They would just go get it. But sometimes I got it, like it was already done, and then I got it. And then, like, after like 2 or 3 days, it's like, oh, I got too goaty and I couldn't drink it if I didn't do it right away. And that doesn't happen with the cow milk because I have it for like a week. I drink 1.5 gallons a week of raw milk. I drink like almost between a pint and a quart a day, a whole quart a day. And I put, not only that, I also add raw duck egg yolk. I throw the white away. I just separate it out and put the egg yolk into my raw milk and whip it up like an eggnog. And then sometimes I might add a little bit of cream in it to make it thicker and richer and more fat. It's so good. It's like a milkshake, but without the sugar. It's got the natural sugar, the lactose from the milk sweetens it enough. And especially the cream, which is even a little bit sweeter. I don't add any more sugar to it. I'm going to make myself some goat milk popsicles. So that'd be interesting. Try that. And water doesn't seem to help get rid of tech. Their shit is really advanced. Get rid of the tech with water. I don't know. It's like it's hard to get rid of the tech out of our bodies. It's not just like even just regular detoxing. I don't think gets it. you got to do a bunch of weird shit and like, I don't know. But then I don't know, some of you people know Tony Pantalleresco, right? From Canada, you know, look how bad he got. Man, I'm doing good compared to what he looks really bad and he's younger. I'm at least 10 years older than him. And oh my God, he lost all his teeth and he just looks so bad. And he's the one telling everybody what to do. He's telling them how to fix his teeth when he don't even have any. Like his teeth were half falling out. I felt bad for him. But he started to go under a spell too. And people realized we lost Tony. He started going for the religious spell. Well, you know, he never used to talk religion, and then all of a sudden he started talking Jesus and all that nonsense, and we lost Tony. Okay. You got it. Like if they're telling you on the label stuff and you're ignoring it, who knows what they're not telling us, but the stuff they are telling us is bad enough. Jake says, I love how it's illegal to drink raw milk. This place is on max security and I'm not even on the worst level. I have done the SSKI. I made my own. SSKI, for those who don't know, is super saturated solution of potassium iodide. Not iodine, iodide. And I don't know if people here know chemistry or know the difference. Because I just looked up again, because on our last thing we had at Journey Points Home on Brandon's channel, we were talking about, shoot, let me get back here. Shoot, I'm missing some things here. So yes, we all have nanotech in our body. We all have operating systems in our body. Whether you want to believe that or not, that is true. You don't even know. And you can't just detox and get it out. You have to do certain procedures, like using like the triangle, the copper coil triangles and the anti-nano bucket and stuff like that. I don't know, Tony talked about not using like I would imagine Rife machines are in there too, but these, what do they call these spooky twos and all these different frequency machines. A lady killed herself with that. They told her not to do it. Her name was Janet, and she did it anyway, and it freaking killed her. So doing all that, it's just hard to deal with it. I still don't know what to do. I did the stuff I did the Palmolive treatment that what Look Out for Charlie talks about on his channel, like back, I don't know, it's like 6 years ago or something when he was talking about that. I was already doing all that kind of stuff way back then. And it like makes your whole face just like, or your whole body, wherever you put it. Well, it's not where you put it, it's just the way it comes out. I mean, I got pictures I could show you. I look hideous. But it's like all my skin just like cracked and started lifting off. I could possibly at some point show pictures of that because it look awful. But it's like, and he shows it where it like cracked. He did it and it was coming out his body and it cracked under his arm. And it was just like shards of skin just lifting up, peeling. I mean, it looks zombie-like. So I don't know if anybody listens to Watch Out for Charlie's channel. He's doing a bunch of stuff on the frequencies and the voice to skull and all the different things people think are hauntings when it's just them doing their stupid shit. Okay, I lost something here. I went too far back. Okay. Okay, we got collecting unfiltered news YouTube service. Ha ha ha. weird NPCs in the chat now. Yeah, he's been here before. NPCs have arrived. Yeah, well, I don't know where Ray is. He's supposed to be my mod. Okay, let's see. You guys know who the trolls are, so. Brandon says, no problem. As long as I'm here, I'll continue to help everyone in any way I can figure out. That's how I am. I try to do something good for somebody every single day. Even if, whether they're NPC or whatever, I just do it. I don't know. It's probably something that's good for me just to be kind to somebody, whether they deserve it or not. I don't know what you're talking about there, Jake. Weird, the same thing happened. Oh, do you? Oh, I see. Okay. But are you talking about doing the Palmolive treatment? It's actually the antibacterial one. It's the gold colored one that has I think it's lactic acid. That's what it is. There's lactic acid in the antibacterial Palmolive dish soap. And you just put it on your whole body and just let it dry, and it just does its thing. I did that a long time ago. I've tried a lot of different things. So I don't know if it, like a combination of helping or if it really did anything at all. Because I know other people that have Morgellons. Some of them aren't doing anything. And they just, like my one friend, she just gave up and just says, I'm just going to eat whatever I want, and doesn't do any detoxing and stuff like that. Somebody else I know is the total exact opposite, who has Morgellons, and she's like really strict on what she does, but then she does stuff that I wouldn't do. Like, and I think she still thinks vegetables are good, and she knows the grains aren't good. I know she knows that, but she still believes that the one grain, oh shoot, what is it? The grain, oh, what is it that the soldiers used to use, the warriors. Oh, God. It's not a typical one that everybody, I mean, she's totally against wheat and spelt and all the different grains. Oats are bad. Oatmeal is not good. People think oatmeal is a good food to eat. That's not. Shoot, I can't think of the name of it. I don't know. It'll come to me later, I'm sure. Okay, so Dead Star Cave Girl says the biofilm covers the whole body. Love, look out for trouble. Yeah, this is biofilm just coming out of me like nonstop. It's like, and its texture is different now, but I think it has to do with somewhat with the salt. And I feel like pieces of metal coming through, the heavy metals. I feel crystals, like little crystals coming through, and but the biofilm is like sap coming out, like sap coming out of a tree. It's like sugar. It's like pouring honey or something on your scalp, and it dries, and then it's like glue, and you gotta like. Oh, by the way, that just reminded me. There's a show on one of the shows on American Horror Film that is doing soft disclosure, showing like a girl going into the ladies' room, and then she like peels off the biofilm stuff. That's not been, this is new that they're. I mean, it's been, I don't know, it's been like months since this. I have it in my Morgellons playlist. I have a playlist on there with people I know, and then other sources of information like that, little odd thing here and there. So So everyone has this biofilm on them, whether they realize, whether they're dealing with it or not. And we all have like it's trapping the fungus. The fungus is part of the whole system of it that makes it work and everything. It's just really, it's like, man, these guys are like fucking evil genius, the things that they can do. I mean, I'm not complimenting them, but just the shit that they can pull off, the tech and the way they're doing stuff is like. So I can understand why people think I'm crazy when I, like talk to like, maybe not you guys so much, but just normal people. Like I sometimes say something and I just realize I say it and then it's like, shit, they're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, so when you're talking about, okay, where'd that go? Shoot, I missed it. It was a chemical reaction to something, but the body is smart. Yeah, but we got to like retrain our bodies because we don't realize how they're, oh, here we got DW. Hi there. There's other people here besides just the JPH crew too. There's some other people that, in fact, we can invite some of them over there too here that might be interested. Jared, I mean, not Jared, but Brandon. Well, Jared too, but let me see. Journey Points Home has been posting. He's been putting up chats with friends on a Zoom panel that you're all invited to come to. You can check out his channel, Journey Points Home, and go to the community tab to find out when the next. Sometimes he puts up a notice on YouTube just showing that when it's going to be. And then you have to go to Zoom. You have to have the Zoom app and go sign it, join into the thing. He's been doing it like, started doing it quite often, like a week, at least once, twice a week. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow is the next one. Okay. What time? You can announce it now here. Okay, you got one up for tomorrow. At what time? Okay, his time is Central Time. I'm on Pacific Coast. Me and Jared and is on Pacific Standard Time. So what time is it for, Brandon? Let us know so we can, you got it up for tomorrow is Sunday. (2 p.m. Central Standard Time, which would be noon here in Washington or on the Pacific Time. And then there's Mountain Time in between us, right? Which is 1 hour difference. And then, okay, it goes Pacific Standard Time. Then Mountain Time is an hour later. Central Time is 2 hours later. And then Eastern Standard Time is 3 hours later from here, from where I am. So he's at Central Time. So you got to figure it out from there. Okay. Yeah, I'm 2 hours ahead of where he is. So he's in Oklahoma and he's on Central Time. So you guys can figure out your times from there. So, and it's open discussion, no particular topic. We just go wherever it takes us. And sometimes maybe if we can plan like a start off thing and then just let it go where it goes. Like the last one, I don't know if there's been any more since then. It was like almost 4 hours. wasn't it? It was like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, or just three, more than that. So it's a good place for us to like get together. I mean, we could do it on my channel too. But I don't do the. I guess I could figure out to do the Zoom thing, because I wanted to set up a panel on my channel, last year, and I just never figured it out or didn't know what to do. So I was really open and ready for it when Brandon did it. So I've been there since the first one that he started doing just recently. Yeah, it'll be 12 o'clock tomorrow for me. So that's a good time for Sundays. I used to do my live streams on Sundays, but I haven't been doing them, so it's not a regular thing yet. So I'll probably, and I can't do them at the library up in Blaine where I'm usually at. I do, like today, I used to do them on Sundays here down in Bellingham. But today is Saturday, it's because I go to the market. I can't keep driving back and forth because it's a 50-mile round trip to come to this library to be able to use this space, this room here. But it's nice because it's like cool in here. It's got air conditioning, and but the other library that I go to and was do my other live streams from is okay, but it's just a small little pod thing, and they're not open on Sundays, which was the day I was usually doing my live streams. So then I just got off of my schedule and then I just quit doing it. I wasn't doing anything because I felt so bad. I just had to like take a break or whatever. So yeah, it's good to have other people to talk to, D-Dub, like just, like, so we don't feel so alone, and, like, because we're targeted and we're like, it's done to us on purpose that we don't have anybody around us. I don't know how, what do they do? I was thinking about that. Like, we're all so scattered. Like, Jared is the closest one to me, and he's like almost like 3 hours away from me in Washington. And he's the closest one. So I'm wondering, are these whatever they are, entities, whatever, do they like just have like a big map or something, just throw darts and figure out where to attack places, people, things, bridges, all these like different fires? Like I know that like for the plasma fires, these are not wildfires, these are not forest fires, these are electrical plasma fires that come up from the ground. In fact, when the wind blows, the fire is going one way and the wind is going another way. So it just shows you right there, it's not a wildfire. It's not embers getting loose and starting another fire somewhere else, especially when the trees don't burn and the shrubs and the flowers and the grass doesn't burn, but the cars do and the houses do. So there's some element in those. And I'm wondering if it's just the newer cars or if the older cars are included in that, because I believe that the houses that are burning down have smart meters on them. And I mean, there's select houses that didn't get burned. Oprah's house didn't burn down. She's got a house on Maui. Hers didn't burn. So I'm thinking that it has to do with the smart meters. So if you're in a house with a smart meter, you might want to think about it. Now, people are paying an extra $30 a month to have the analog meters versus the new smart meters. I don't have smart anything. I don't wear Fitbits. I don't have a smart appliances. I was being attacked by these freaking so-called smart appliances. They triangulate in this one place that I lived in, Linden, which is another city near here. And I didn't realize it because I thought it was a muscle memory that I was doing dishes, and I hate doing dishes. I get this memory of my mom hit me with a bat while I was doing dishes. So I thought it was just this muscle memory. And then I remembered about people talking about the appliances. So I moved to a different position over like a few inches. And it didn't hurt in the same spot where I had the muscle memory. So it wasn't the muscle memory. It was the triangulation of these weaponized appliances. So consider if you have, I won't get a newer car. That's why right now I'm trying to affirm and manifest a vehicle like a full-size cargo van from the 90s. I don't want anything after the 2000s. They have their weapon. They can stop them. They can remotely stop you wherever you're going, especially, the electric cars. But I just don't want to have anything to do with anything smart in the newer things. And also these newer cars, if they go underwater, you can't get out of them. You can't break the window. They're calling it a flaw. It was an intentional flaw. You got to believe that. So now they're coming out with a new kind of thing to be able to break that. I don't know. But I don't want anything new. That's why I get all my stuff, whatever I do need, clothes or anything, I get them from the thrift store. All the fabrics are weaponized. These synthetic fabrics and artificial, like flax, which is linen, protects you from the radiation. So I only buy natural stuff, old stuff. Nothing. I don't buy new clothes anymore. This is linen. What I have on here, this dress. This is a linen dress, and it's sleeveless. You could see look at all my things look at the Morgellons stuff on me. Look how bad that is. I mean, it's not as bad as some people. This side is okay. It's just, see, this side's not so bad, but this side is, and it was worse than this. It's clearing up since I did the Epsom salt thing. It's drying them up. So that works. Instead of soaking for hours in a tub that I don't have, I do have my little copper pot that I do put the, what do you call it? I can't even think. The Epsom salt in there and soak in that, and I put essential oils and make up my little brew. Which I've been thinking too about when the witch hunts were, I'd be considered a witch now. The stuff I'm talking about, I'd be considered a witch and I'd be burning at the fucking stake. So I'm going to be one of the first to probably go, if not by my own hand at all. I'm not suicidal. You guys can tell I'm suicidal. But you know what they do with this Morgellons, when you go to don't ever go to a doctor with this kind of stuff and try to tell them that you got shit crawling under your skin. I never said that to them, because that's what they use against you to say you got the, what do they call it? Parasitosis, delusional parasitosis. You're imagining that these things, this is the fucking nanotech under there doing that shit, vibrating. If you get tats, you're going to get it in the tats. It's just in everything. I wouldn't be smoking any vape pens. The graphene is in every friggin' thing too. All the newer cars, I don't know about all of them, but they're saying that you're trapped in it. You can't get out of it. You can't break it for some reason. It's like unbreakable glass. Wow, you had acne on. Yeah, my daughter, you know what that was probably from? I bet you when you were born, you had antibiotics. If you've had it all your life. Because that happened to my daughter. I had planned a home birth, and it got to the point where she wasn't coming out, and you have to dilate 10 centimeters before it's ready to go. I only got 1 centimeter, and it wouldn't budge. The midwife had my guy, the baby daddy, sucking on my tits and doing all this stuff, trying to get it to like go, and it just wouldn't. And I said, okay, I guess I got to concede to this fucking thing and go to the hospital. So we end up going there, got lost on the way when I'm like 2 minutes apart, and then it was like a minute apart by the time I got there. And as soon as I went in, they said, you're going to have this baby in a half an hour. You are overdue. So I pushed it as far as I could. And then they told me afterwards, I did not give permission. They did not ask me. They gave my daughter antibiotics just in case. What is antibiotics? Anti-life. So that wiped her out, and she's had it all her life. She's had acne. I never had it. My mom only gave me 2 vaccines as a child. 2. This is the 50s. Then I did the one thing that they had me like in 5th grade or something, I think it was, the polio thing on the sugar cube. Did that. They gave it to us in school. I don't think they asked for permission from the parents or anything. They just give it to us. And then I got a Hep B shot because the friends I was around were all shooting up. I wasn't at that time, but they made all of us, because he got something, whatever happened to him, we had to take these shots because he had hepatitis B, and we had to take the shots, which probably did not have to. And I also took one, what do you call it? Like a rabies shot because I stepped on a rusty nail. So our body can handle all this stuff. If you have a good immune system, you can handle it. And I still have my tonsils, and I still have my appendix. So I did not get a bunch of vaccines in my life. I did not. I avoided so much stuff. I just knew intuitively to avoid a lot of things that people just do because they tell you to. Now people are getting like, they're just born and they've already got like a dozen vaccines just being born. So I did not allow for any vaccines, but they gave her that friggin' shot. And then the antibiotic, then when the COVID hit, she got 2 shots herself because she went under the spell and no longer trusted me. So she's shooting her baby up with it too now. So that makes me sad, and I can't really do anything about it. But, you know, I just hate to see it because I know a lot of people, that's what autism is. That's what that's from. It used to be, back in the 70s, it was 1 in like 100,000 or something. And now it's 1 in 37 babies have autism now. That sucks. Oh, wait, I missed something. You said your mom was a nurse or something. Okay, what's happening here? Shit. Okay, I'm going to have to go pee in a little minute, so I'm going to let you guys talk amongst yourselves. You can talk about me and make fun of me while I'm gone. Talk about how crazy I am. Okay. Who is terrified? I missed something here. Yeah, it seems like that, Josh. That's what I was saying about, like, we're all like so spaced apart. Why can't I just go into a store and run into somebody that knows, like, even a percentage of something I know about? My one friend knows a little bit about some things, but then he doesn't know about most everything. He knows a little bit about some stuff. But shoot, what happened here? Oh, Kim, should donate her van to you since she makes at least 6. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering about, Spearmint. She has Morgellons herself, yet she's a PA, a physician assistant. What does she tell people that come in to see her about that? And she isn't gonna. I asked her if I could like buy her box van. She wants like 50 grand for it. She ain't even gonna give me a discount. Let alone, it's just, I'm kind of hurt about that, I guess. But I mean, I'm not like overly like about it. But But how that makes it look kind of whorish, doesn't it? Like prostituting, like I have this and I'm going to go and help people. And she has to not let them, I mean, I don't know what they're taught to do or what they're taught to say, but does she get to tell them that they have the delusional parasitosis when she has Morgellons herself? This is something that's been kind of bothering me, that it's like sellout for money. Plus her she's not talking about any of this kind of stuff, and she's in a position where she could help people medically speaking, and she hasn't once brought it up since she's got that job. So I don't know what her thing is, but that doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. I'm not even at 1,000 subs yet. I'm still at 900 and something, like 917 or 19. I don't know what it is, but like when I see somebody's channel that has like all these massive amounts of subs, I know right away that they ain't talking real stuff. I mean, they might be talking about mud floods and the flat earth and all this other kind of stuff. But the real stuff that's going to help us to flip this around or get us out of here or whatever, they ain't talking none of that. So they're not, like, I watch how I get like 9 or 10 subs, then it starts going back. Then I might get 2 out of that. Then it goes up again, then it goes back down. So I get like, for every 10 I get to keep like maybe 2. I've been doing this. I'm in my 5th year. I started in 2019. Come on. And these people that just get on and they're only on for like months or something, not even like a year, not even, and already they're way over the target. I don't even want ScrewTube's money. I won't be monetized. Sorry. I mean, some people can do that. It's fine, but I just don't want to do it. Then I'm beholden to them. And I don't want that. But thanks for saying that, Spearman. Yeah, well, I don't know. She didn't do the van life for very long. It's kind of more like she went and visited her relatives, and she went to a couple of places along the way and stuff like that. But she wasn't dedicated to van life. It was just this thing. So, I mean, I still like her. I'm not against her or anything. And I don't know. We did a live stream when I went to meet up with her. The first time I met up with her, I met her up with her twice in California. But the one time we did a thing and we did talk a little bit. I think that's the only time she's ever really talked about Morgellons at all, was when we had our live stream, and the name of the live stream is Connecting the Dots. ... So we both had some at the time. Okay. Your mom was a nurse. Got healthier after, yeah. Okay. What's your magic number? 2,000 subs, or like what number do you start to question at everyone? I don't know. I think when they go like too fast, I mean, when they're getting into thousands and stuff, it's like us little people, like they don't let us get that. Even before 50K, Jake. I don't do Telegram or any other. I only do YouTube. I don't have any other I don't do TikTok. I don't have Instagram. I only have Facebook mainly to use the messenger so I can talk to people through that because I don't have a smartphone. I don't want to have a smartphone. I don't know what I'm going to do when my flip phone dies on me because I tried looking for them. I went like every T-Mobile place I went to trying to find one throughout the country. They did not have them. I passed up one that I should have got, but my phone was working and I should have thought ahead and didn't get it. Hi, Ronald. Here's another person that has the Morgellons. Ronald, there should be a YouTube for monetized channels and one for non. Yeah, man, that'd be good. Then that would sort out a lot of shit. Ronald has some good protocols to try. He uses flame fire to burn off some of the shit. He's bald. He has no hair, so he can do his scalp. And I was thinking of cutting my hair off, but I just am not to that point yet that I'm ready to do that. And he uses the heat, the liquid heat, that's alcohol to rub on, but you don't use that with the fire unless you want to set yourself on fire. After three, Jared says, after 3 or 4K subs, it's sketchy because that shows that the algorithms are somewhat promoting the channel, which never happens with Real Truth. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it gets up to 50K. It's just like a few thousand, and that's like, if it keeps going and going, then I just don't even want to listen to them. And, you know, I just don't trust it. I don't want to hear about it, or it just doesn't sit right with me. Unless it's an old channel, maybe. Yeah, because they've been around for like 10 or 15 years or something. Like, look at all the ones Matt has. Ronald's been 12 years and he has 518 subs. Not bad for essentially what is his diary. But you don't do live streams either, Ronald, do you? Uh-oh. Josh is getting 30K subs pretty soon. I hope I'm not a shill. No, you're a fucking Vatican puppet, you. That was hysterical. Oh my God, you guys, if you haven't seen that video, you gotta go watch it. It's funny. Oh, your hair's growing now. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, thanks for stopping by. Lay some shit on the people. Not whatever. He's the one that has the mud bath that I've gone to a couple times down, and he's in Vancouver, Washington. And Infinity Corridors here, Ronald, he's from Spanaway. So we're probably the closest ones in vicinity wise. We're closest. So I think Jared Infinity Corridors is the closest person that's here today, is the closest one to me. Who was the NPC? Which one were you talking about? Because I think there was a couple in here. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you talk amongst yourselves while I go pee before I pee my pants, okay? Get my shoes on and everything. I'm just like kicking back in the cool air. All right, I'll be right back in a few. Get my water. Okay, guys. Shit, I didn't comb my hair or anything. Duh. Okay, thanks. I felt better. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're gonna be in Phoenix in July. Oh, I couldn't do it. I don't know how I lived there for 3 years. Really, I lived in Phoenix, and for a short time I lived out in Sun City, and turned out that I didn't realize it. I got invited to this girl's house to stay there, and it turns out she was a prostitute, and she was bringing guys to her house, and then they wanted to do threesomes with me, and I'm not a prostitute, sorry. But that's where I started doing the heroin, when I was, my boyfriend, actually he did coke the first time I shot up anything, it was coke. And I did not like that. I'm not like a amphetamine type person. I had so many awful experiences with that guy. Oh my God. That's when I had my near-death experience, was with that guy. He choked me out until he strangled me until I passed out. Oh, we got Dr. Bass in here now. Hi. You love Phoenix? I hated it. I hated it. But I have so many bad memories attached to being there. And then I got that valley fever from being in Phoenix. Do you know about the valley fever? Coccidiomycosis. It's a fungal infection, and I lost my left lobe of my lung because I got a scar that goes to like a scar that long underneath my breast. I'm glad that they did it that way, because it would have, if the other option would have been across my back to have a big old scar. So at least my back looks nice. Well, it looks nice in the front. You can't see it because my boob hides it. Okay, we'll see you there, D-Dub. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your birthday dinner. Don't eat too many poisons. Okay, Infinity Quarter says, I wish I could try DMT and know for 100% that I would be all right during it and afterward. I want to see the digital aspects of the matrix like people say they see. DMT and psilocybin are the two psychedelics that are actually good to help you to recover from things and get healthy. It's really weird. So I'm trying to develop on my already skills of massage and body work and all the things I've learned over the last 50 years plus. It's called, oh God, am I going to forget it again? Holotropic therapy. So it's using the breath. You breathe like really rapidly, so you intentionally hyperventilate. So it puts you in a certain state that imitates like the DMT or LSD. And then you also use evocative music to, because the music has frequencies and all that stuff too. And then tie in the body work with that. And I was thinking that's the three things that makes up this whole holotropic therapy. But I was thinking of also adding trance music to it, where people can actually physically move around too. So it helps you, like, the therapy helps you to go back to your birth, in the birth canal, and in the whole process of doing that, and help heal yourself that way. So I don't like that people say that they heal people. I think that people heal themselves with our guidance and our help and our support. Because you can't, I don't know that you can make people heal. Maybe you can, I don't know. Jesus supposedly did it, whatever. But I don't have a place to do it. And that's why I want to trying to get a hold of my friend that actually I met him through NA back in the 80s. We both had the same sobriety date, February 20th. And he became a good friend of mine, and he used to pay me $100 an hour to come cut his hair, do his manicure and pedicures while he's watching the games and doing his massage. And then he would have me do his girlfriend's massagers, mother's massagers, sisters, and he just paid me to do all these massages all the way around and stuff. So he practically supported me, just him alone, but I was still doing, other work and stuff like that too. So he owns an island in Costa Rica. What a perfect place to have a healing center, right? But I don't know, that's just one more thing to keep me attached to this world. So I'm not putting as much hope into it. I mean, it might be nice to do it. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I don't know if I want to, engage in building up a business again. So I really, I mean, I want to help people, but most people don't even want to be helped. So whatever. Okay, let me see. Oh, it's at your mom's, I see. Okay. Let me see. You can be. You guys been talking to each other while I was gone, eh? Okay. Yes, that's what I mean. I could be the channel to help people to heal, but ultimately it rests on the person. It's like an alcoholic. You can't make them quit drinking or get sober unless they want to, unless at some point they decide that's what they want to do. They want to quit poisoning themselves. So how, okay, God with Board says, you got that right. Most people don't want to be helped. So I'm going to go on learning more rather than want to be helped. So I'm going to go on learning more rather than shoot this thing again. Then try to help know-it-alls. Thank you, El Sharpo. It's sad to be like in a business like I am, or in this career I had. I decided to do, to go the route that I did at 9 years old. When I decided to be an adult, well, I was forced to be an adult, but I had to be my own parent because my mother did not protect me from these fucking pedos. And even when I told her about it, I finally got the courage to tell her what was happening. Like, one of the perpetrators was my aunt's boyfriend. At that very moment, I told her right after it happened, and she took my aunt aside, her sister, and told her, and not a word was said. Nobody said anything to me. Nothing ever was done. And I said, that's it. I guess I'm on my own. My own mother's not even going to protect me from these fucking perverts. So, and then later, at that same age, I was talking to my friend's mother, who, she was, a cosmetologist. And I said, that's what I'm going to be when I grow up. She goes, no, that's not what you don't want to do that. I go, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So by the time I was 15, only 6 years later, I was already into cosmetology school. And by the time I graduated at 17, I had my degree. And then 2 years later, I had my teacher's degree in cosmetology. And then I did hair, and I never did nails. I did a little bit of makeup, but not all that much. And I was on my way in that direction to become, the massage therapist that I ultimately became, including incorporating the essential oils into my treatments and stuff, and all these extra levels and classes of things that I learned, and plus the experience and the just the whole thing. And I just kept rolling with it until then. And when I ended up on Salt Spring Island, which is the best place I ever lived, and I lived in Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, Corona del Mar, which is the elite part of Newport Beach in California, Southern California. And then I ended up having a bed and breakfast where I did my treatments for people who came for the bed and breakfast, and would have like a whole weekend there. And I would have a whole healing weekend. And I was so in my element, and I loved it. And it was at the same time I was going through the divorce because my ex was cheating. What does the Bible verse say, Jake? I didn't. Or can you like condense it, and or what it, just what it's about? Because there are a lot of truth drops in the Bible, but that's their playbook, right? So they got to do that. And then, thank you, Maxine. Then after, well, I can't stop and look it up, or whatever. Or you could put it under the video, one of the videos, and so I can read it. I don't even have a Bible, so I can't look it up. So then by the time I was 15, I got raped by someone that I knew. And then again, when I quit using the drugs, the boyfriend that I lived with, I went back to get my stuff. So many people have heard this before, I'm sure. I went back to get my stuff from his house, and he locked the door behind me and raped me then. And I was 33 of all ages too. I was 33 in 1984. How's that for some numbers? And I still have my phone number ends in 3333 that I've had for over 20. It was 20 years in February. And I'm still with T-Mobile, grandmothered in at $5 a month. The tax costs more than the charge. $5 a month in 2024, still paying on my flip phone because I don't want to have a smartphone. I don't want to have a smart anything. I don't like that word. Just like I don't like the word safe that they're using. All these buzzwords, and these are like their sigils or their curse words, really. Okay, you see. Oh, did I miss part of it? And I declared that the dead who have already died are happier than the living who are still alive. Oh, that's pretty good. But better than both is the one who has never been born, who has not seen the evil that is done under the sun. Oh, yeah. You just reminded me, God was bored. I had stuff set out to bring with me today, to like notes and different things I wanted to go over. And one of them was the local little paper here. It's just one of those little free papers that they give, and it's just it's like the Blaine little town newspaper, and it has like every thing the police does, like as if they could do this in a big city, like every little thing. And I've noticed like more and more starting to be like rapes, murders that were never on there before. But the thing you just reminded me about, there was a write-up about a guy that's from Bellingham, which is where I am right now in this library, who was up in Birch Bay, is where I'm at, Birch Bay Blaine, up north from here, was trying to lure kids, these little girls, into his van with candy and money too, I think. He got 5 charges of luring these children into his van. He got stopped before he actually did it, though. But he got 5 charges, though. And that's in this little town, I mean, he's from the city. It's a small city here in Bellingham. But he was doing it up in a smaller little town at the little the candy shop. It's the C shop. It's called the C shop, which is candy, and it's got ice cream and all that shit in it. All the stuff I can't have. I mean, I could have it, but I'll pay the price. So anyway, there was also in the same paper was an article. Does anyone here know about the Black Dahlia murder mystery? How long it went on, and they said they never found the guy and all that. Does anybody know about that here? Because I have a good story about it now. Okay, it turns out that the guy, so you know Maxine, right? Okay, somebody knows this story anyway. Do you know the aftermath, or how it ended up, or where it was left off? I'm just curious what's out in the public, what people do know about it. Do you know? Does anyone know? Okay, this happened in do you know what year it was? Shit, what was it? Back in I don't even remember. 80s? I don't remember when it was actually, but okay, so this woman, they called the Black Dahlia, her name was Elizabeth Short, and whoever the person was that murdered her, had cut her like in half. And I don't know if more cutting was involved. I mean, I'm sure there was. We cut her up into pieces, but she was cut in half. And that's part of what gave it away, because it was done with surgical precision. So the person had to be a surgeon. And it turns out that the guy, okay, there's a guy that just recently, like 2022, a couple years ago, moved to Birch Bay, which is where I am stationed at in my area there. And okay, the murder, as far as you know, the murderer was never found. That's what I was hoping you would say. Because the murderer has been found by his own son. The guy that did it had a son that became a police detective. And he took on the case to prove, because then he started finding out that his dad was a suspect. And then he says, oh, well, being the detective that he was, that he thought he could, in 10 seconds, could get his dad off the hook. It took him 26 years or something, like 20 some years, to prove that it was his dad. He lives here, the son. The dad is dead, but the son, he said, my job is to follow the evidence, and the more evidence he followed, the more it pointed to his dad. And he also had done many other murders too, and got away with them all. So his own son busted him, and he lives right here. So I thought that was kind of interesting. There was a whole article about it in the paper. Then he talks about it freely, and in fact, someday this week, I don't know, I don't know what day it is, but I think it's Wednesday. But he's going to have a question and answer for him at some local shop or whatever. I don't know where it is. I mean, I knew where it was, but I don't know right now because I don't have the paper here to look at it because I meant to bring it. So there's actually going to be, and it didn't say there was a charge. Maybe there is. I'm guessing it might be free. I don't really know, but we can go in and ask this guy questions about the father who killed her and many other women too. So that's interesting that they finally figured out who killed her after all these years. Maybe, I don't know if he suspected it when he was alive, but he didn't really pursue it until after he was dead. So that would have been awkward, kind of. But there's a picture of him with the dad, the guy, the actual murderer, in our local paper. So this is a really small town. We're talking about Birch Bay. It's tiny. It's probably got, I don't even know if it's, a couple thousand people live there. It's an expensive place to live though, because it's right on the bay. It's the beach, and it's near the state park and stuff like that. And it's got a lot of beach houses, and it just costs probably a fortune to have one of these houses. So anyway, but I was thinking about maybe going and just to see what it's like and stuff, just something to do, some kind of like intriguing, thing, and see what kind of questions people ask and what he says about it. I'm surprised they even having that. And I think it's for free. I don't know. I mean, if it's expensive, I'm not going to pay. I don't have money to pay for stuff like that, but I just thought it would be interesting to check it out. What's the TikTok story? I don't know what you're talking about. What I'm talking about was in our local little free paper about the son's name is Steve and the father's name is George. The killer's name is George. I don't remember the last name, but I remember the first two names. And I think he did kind of have an idea while he was still alive. I'll have to read it again. I don't know, but it was, yeah, I guess I could do that. Maybe if I go, I'll, stream it, and you guys can watch it if you want, and you can see the son of the killer. The son is like in his 80s now. So, and he said something about something happened when the son was like 50 something years old. So I don't know how much, if he talked to his dad about it or anything before, while he was alive. But that's the kind of questions that we can ask or, find out. So, okay. They're going to be, it's like 5:45 here now, and the library closes at 6:00. So, and I had this room here at 2:30, so I could start my live stream at 3. And then I get here, and then the thing kept buffering. It wasn't letting me go live. So it took me like a while to get it going. Like it took me like 20 minutes or something before I had to like shut it all down, start it back up and stuff like that. I had to have the people come help me, but we got it figured out. And I thought I was not going to be able to come on. So, but I'm glad that I did. And I'm glad that everybody showed up that did. And thanks for the thumbs up and showing up and being supportive of me and each other. And we can just keep talking, like have I don't want to say a safe place, a sanctuary, like where we can come and talk about the things that are going on with us. Because a lot of times I think people, like a lot of you do, but like a lot of people don't know that they're not the only ones going through some of these things. Like we're like literally being targeted and tortured and everything, like just, and it's good to have a place where there's like-minded people going through similar stuff, so you don't feel like you're losing your mind or you're just imagining it, because it's really friggin' happening. And
May I have your attention, please? The library closes in 15 minutes. If you have materials to check out or have any holds to pick up, please bring them to the self-checkout stations at this time. If you
Well,
need a
we
new
sure
library
aren't,
card, please proceed
we
to
sure
the
aren't
help desk at
celebrating
this time.
independence, I'll tell
New
you.
library cards
We
will not
are
be issued
in
after 5 minutes to closing time.
dependence.
If you need to
We
complete
are
print
dependent
shots or
on this
photocopies,
fucking
please
system
begin that
for
process
everything.
now.
That
Computers,
we shouldn't have to
printers,
be.
and copiers will be
We
turned
shouldn't have
off
to
at
pay
closing. Thank you.
for electricity or anything. All this energy should be free. And they've, you know, monetized it, monopolized it, and did all these things so that we have to pay them all this money and we have to just suffer and work forever just so we can pay them more money. Fucking creeps. Okay. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for coming. So I'm gonna have to shut down and catch you on the next one. And go to Journey Points Home. He's got his thing going on. You can like, and also Infinity Corridors. Jared's got his live going on too. So he's, you know, a good source to go in and check out his channel. So, and you guys can all, you know, share your channels and everything in here. I don't care about promoting yourself. These people that don't let you, oh no, this is my channel. You can't promote yourself here. I'm encouraging everybody to promote themselves, you know, stay strong. Don't listen to the creeps. I got a whole bunch of stuff to tell you about Tesla. I am Tesla. If there's anything, if anybody is, if there's reincarnation, it's me. Guess what his birthday is? July 10th. What did I just tell you my birthday was? Coming up. Tesla's birthday is the same as mine. And the other thing I just realized too, I knew. Look, I just went to the Y to weigh myself. And I said, I bet you I weigh 142. Look up how much did Tesla weigh his whole life. And he was like 6 foot something. He's tall. And he weighed 142. I get to the Y where I go take my showers. I get in there, I go to the scale. The thing, it's one of those old-fashioned scales that have the two weights on it, that one's for 100 pounds and hundreds of pounds, and one's for like under 100 pounds. It was already set to 142. I got on, and that's exactly what I weighed. Look it up. So I'll leave you with that. And I got a whole bunch more stuff, and I'll tell you on the next live stream about my Tesla coincidences. Okay, take care, everyone. Oh.